After more than 15 years on the run, justice catches up with war crime suspect Ratko Mladic, who's arrested in Serbia. We'll have a special report from Alan Little. From dairy farm to prison, Daniel Sanford asks whether Russia could be one of the worst places on earth to do business. And why India is still failing girls and women despite its growing economic clout. Hello, welcome to Reporters with me, Zainab Badawi. The atrocities in Bosnia committed during the war in the 90s have left scars so painful they've still not healed today. Perhaps then the arrest of the man accused of being the mastermind and commander of the Srebrenica massacre may help to bring a sense of closure in one of the most painful chapters in Europe's modern history. Ratko Mladic, now 69, was arrested by Serb forces in a small village northeast of the capital, Belgrade. Our special correspondent, Alan Little, who covered the Balkans conflict, has this special report.
He was fanatical and merciless. We knew him for his unshakable self-belief and his almost mystical devotion to the destiny of the Serb nation. For 3.5 years in the early 90s, his men watched Sarajevo down the barrels of their guns. The city was spread out like a map beneath their feet, targets easy to select. 12,000 died in the bombing and the sniping. Ratko Mladic commanded the men who did it. Once, Serb leaders venerated and protected him. Today, the impunity that granted him evaporated.
On behalf of the Republic of Serbia, I announce that today we arrested Ratko Mladic. Extradition process is underway.
His forces fought to establish an ethnically pure Serbian state in Bosnia. Hundreds of thousands of non-Serbs were expelled from their homes. It came to be known as ethnic cleansing. When they seized the eastern Bosnian enclave of Srebrenica, he was there in person to reassure the terrified Muslim population that they were safe. They were not. 8,000 Muslim men and boys were murdered in the space of a few days.
Here was a bombastic thug who had no sense of the rules of warfare. And if he did, he ignored them.
18 months ago, I went back to Srebrenica. They were still finding and burying the dead. Close to 1,000 died in a hail of gunfire in this warehouse. The men who pulled the triggers and threw the grenades stood